British intelligence are trying to implant things in my brain again. Indeed, this faction of British intelligence are coordinated by Samuel Buchan, a master mason of the United Grand Lodge of England, and he has a network of 400 operatives implanting techno-demons into my brain. Indeed, this is part of a decree by the United Grand Lodge of England to basically attempt to drive me as crazy as possible. And part of this plan to drive me as crazy as possible is to cast me as a Russian military intelligence operative. It's all very interesting indeed. Russian military intelligence would not employ me. I would not want to work for them, and they would not employ me. I would be an operational hazard. I'm a schizophrenic lunatic. I cannot be entrusted with a mission so dangerous as exposing the Wiltshire Police Department. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. Also, if I was working for Russian military intelligence, the operation would have been completed now, and I would have been exfiltrated. But I am still here. Indeed, my only connections in Russia are networks of mental patients. Also, in various other nations, I interconnect with mental patients. We are not state operatives. We are mental patients. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. This is becoming an ongoing saga whereby Wiltshire Police are attempting to paint me to the population as a Russian operative. But this is not the case. I'm not operating for the Russian military intelligence capacity, i.e. the GRU. Indeed, Samuel Buchan and his network of 400 operatives implanting techno-demons in my brain would like me to spin out into a Russian military intelligence psychosis in my videos. Hence the nature of the voice-to-skull technology that is being operated on me. It is interesting to note that the majority of perpetrators of the voice-to-skull technology are usually gang-stalkers, who are predators who have been caught and therefore are being handled by the police. So it's all very interesting. Samuel Buchan's network of 400 operatives are actually not fully trained intelligence operatives. They are merely gang stalkers. So all of the voices that are being put into my head are not actually being put in there by trained intelligence operatives. They're being put in there by gang stalkers. So it's all very interesting indeed. These gang stalkers hate themselves, but they want power. And so they operate in a particular way that is particularly distressing to the mind, particularly distressing to a madman's mind. But that's all I am, is a madman. If I am an operative, I am solely operative for myself and networks of mental patients across Britain, North America, and Eastern Europe. So it's all very interesting to consider. This is a madman's operation, not a Russian state operation. Indeed, it's really funny that as soon as the Wiltshire police networks are exposed as a big paedophile ring, they immediately start trying to make out the guy who's exposed them as being a Russian operative. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, what I'm saying about Wiltshire police is not disinformation. What I'm saying about Wiltshire police is the truth. Indeed, Wiltshire police are so ashamed of themselves that they will do anything to protect their rings. Indeed, and this involves basically coordinating the entire county of Wiltshire in a plot against me, which is basically what is going on. Indeed, I'm being tracked at all times by satellites, coordinated by actual British intelligence operatives. So it's all very interesting indeed. As I've stated, the exposure of Devizes police opened up a can of worms. And I'm now being tracked by satellites everywhere I go. So it's very interesting indeed. The radiation does seem to have stopped recently, which is making me question why. Has it stopped? Are they lulling me into a false sense of security? Or has the perpetrator been identified and murdered by a schizophrenic? Who knows? Who knows? Indeed, the elites of English Freemasonry like to use mental patients as ritual sacrifices, just as the Zionist elites and the Nazi elites like to use Hebrew commoners as ritual sacrifices. That's all very interesting to note. Indeed, it's all very strange to be a mental patient in Britain in the 21st century, because supposedly we are more accepted by the population than in the past, but this isn't actually the case. The population of Wiltshire hate mental patients, and are beginning to hate them even more now that a mental patient has exposed the Devizes police ring. Indeed, it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, I recently read a quote by Robert Anton Wilson, stating basically that there are periods of history where the visions of madmen and dope fiends are a better sense of reality than the interpretations of the normal mind. I can't remember the exact quote, but that basically sums it up. Indeed, we are living in a time where the normal mind is not able to figure out reality. The only mind that is able to figure out reality is the schizophrenic mind. So we are living in a time where the visions of madmen are more truthful than the visions of the so-called normal mind. So it's all very interesting to consider this. Indeed, I am a crazy person, but I am able to see through the lies that the government are putting out, and I'm able to see through the agenda of the police state, and I am able to see through the smoke screens that Wiltshire Police put up to attempt to stop anyone from exposing their rings. And I broke through and exposed the whole thing, which is why the population of Wiltshire are attempting to scare me out of Warminster, or failing that, they are going to attempt to force me into suicide. And indeed, that's not going to work. So failing that, I may meet with an accident at some point in the next year or so, or with the forces of darkness, i.e. satanic covens coordinated by 764, and operations being run out of Warminster military base. All of these networks are attempting to look for a way to obliterate me, basically. Indeed, there have recently been more death threats against me, and I've been sentenced to death again by networks of Devizes so-called gangsters, very interestingly. So it's all very interesting to note my situation at the moment. Indeed, the Devizes police are running a scheme whereby they are going to employ networks of young girls to attempt to entrap me. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, I do not trust anyone in this town I'm living in. I do not trust anyone in this county, because they are all operative for Devizes police. So it's all very interesting to note that one madman has terrified the population of a county. So it's all very funny to me, really. It is really quite a funny situation. Indeed, this video isn't going to go too deep into any real intelligence topics. I'm merely going to use this current video as talking therapy. Indeed, this is the thing, I don't have anyone to talk to. The staff in the support accommodation that I'm living in at the moment annoy me too much in conversation, so I avoid conversation with them. And the other residents aren't really on my wavelength, so I don't really converse with them either. I don't converse with anyone in the street, because they're all connected to Devizes police, so I don't actually have anyone to talk to apart from the camera. However, I don't mind this too much. Indeed, the population of Wiltshire are really beginning to annoy me. Indeed, everyone is so dumb. I can't believe how dumb everyone is. Everyone's really stupid. I don't know if it's the education system in Britain, or people are just choosing to be ignorant. Indeed, they say ignorance is bliss, but I would rather be like I am now than be like them. Indeed, there's something seriously wrong with the situation in Wiltshire at the moment. Indeed, I believe there might be something in the water supply. There's probably a frequency being churned out from the military bases and police headquarters that is causing the population to basically behave as they do. Indeed, it seems that there are large percentages of gang-stalkers in this region, which means there are large networks of predators in this region. As I've stated, 764 is highly operative in this region. Indeed, the Russian government are running a network of maniac murder cultists here also. So it's also interesting to consider. Indeed, I was receiving frequencies earlier stating that the Russian intelligence services wanted to shut down the maniac murder cult. But this was a deception put into my brain by Samuel Buchan's gang stalking networks. Indeed, the Russian government are running percentages of the maniac murder cult to attempt to cast the blame solely on the British police. Indeed, the British police are responsible for percentages of the maniac murder cult. There are also percentages of the maniac murder cult being run by the Russian state also. Indeed, the Russian state is run by a clique which is operative within the New World Order franchise. So it's interesting to note that there is a Russian element to the Illuminism agenda, basically. There is a Russian element to it. Indeed, the Russian KGB government is a network of interconnected secret societies, and many of these are Illuminized. So it's interesting to consider this. Indeed, Russian intelligence is solely coordinated by one Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst faction, interestingly. That is the Kamler faction of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. That faction, the Kamler faction of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, basically coordinates the entire Russian intelligence services. So it's all very interesting to consider. The British and Russian intelligence services are coordinated by Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks, which means both British and Russian intelligence are squarely Illuminized, basically. It's all very interesting to consider the fact that this Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst criminal syndicate has control over the intelligence services of both the West and the Soviet Union, which is all very interesting indeed. Transmissions that were being put into my brain earlier were basically telling me that I was being backed up by a non-government network in Moscow. However, this seems to have actually been voice to skull technology. So I'm not putting much faith in this transmission, basically. It's very interesting to consider what goes on in my brain over the course of the day and how many of the thoughts that I'm actually having are actually mine. That is the thing with this voice to skull technology. The majority of thoughts that I'm having over the course of the day are actually implanted ones. So it's actually very difficult to figure out anything, really, because I'm constantly being bombarded with bullshit transmissions from these gang stalkers. So it's already annoying. Indeed, the networks of gang stalkers that seem to be targeting me for Samuel Buchan are all 764 operatives. In terms of their age, they are between 18 and 60. They are all operative for the Order of Nine Angles, really. So it's interesting to consider that this satanic coven, run jointly by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst and British police, is attempting to infect my brain with techno demons and constantly attempts to cast me as a Russian agent, which I am not. I am a schizophrenic lunatic. That is all I am. I am not an operative of the Russian state. Indeed, do you really think the Russian state would employ someone in this condition for an important operation? Also, why would the Russian state want to expose devices, please? They wouldn't. They want to keep certain status quos going in Britain so that they can dominate aspects of the politics, so they can infiltrate Masonic lodges and government organizations and maintain a status quo whereby they can still profit from criminal operations. This is the thing. This is why it's so interesting. Indeed, you also have to notice that everything is factional. The Freemasons are factional. Even the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst is factional. Russian intelligence is factional. So all of these networks are actually infighting with each other the whole time. So whether or not there is actually one overarching network or not, I do not know, because the factions are all constantly in competition with each other and fighting each other. Indeed, there is even competition within individual Masonic lodges. So it's all very interesting to consider that one faction within a Masonic lodge may take out a hit on another faction in a Masonic lodge. So that's all very interesting to notice. This is human nature. Indeed, it's actually pointless to continue thinking in terms of nations. It is better to think in terms of networks. As I stated, the Kamler faction of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst coordinate the entire Russian intelligence structure, which means the Kamler faction of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst is an immensely powerful faction. Indeed, it's all very interesting to note that the Kamler faction of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst also controls 40% of the British Crown, though this statistic often wavers. So it's all very interesting to note. Where are the Kamler faction based out of? Leipzig, apparently. So it's all very interesting to analyze. Indeed, the networks of 764 operating out of Calm really wish that this YouTube channel would end. However, it's not going to. Indeed, there are networks of Satanists operating in Wiltshire who want to offer me up as a ritual sacrifice to their demon gods. Indeed, the Satanists of Wiltshire, various networks of them, want to sacrifice me to the demons, which is all very interesting to consider. But first, they want to violate me, which is really strange and really seedy. Indeed, I fail to see how I could be physically attractive to anyone. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I highly doubt I will make another video tonight because I've been going around in circles a little bit today. Tomorrow I need to improve my research trajectories and attempt to create some real decent intelligence criticism, but as I stated, this video is merely a part of this ongoing video diary. Indeed, this is talking therapy, so I can't always spit the intelligence criticism. Sometimes I just need to talk, and considering I have no one to talk to, this camera is my best friend at the moment, so it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the Wiltshire population are attempting to commit menticide on me, and this network of 400 gang-stalkers working for the Master Mason of the United Grand Lodge of England, Samuel Buchan, are causing me serious chaos in my mind. Indeed, I'm not sure what thoughts to believe and what thoughts not to believe. Indeed, they're constantly putting information into my brain that some Russian network is looking out for me. However, I don't see why they would be. Russia is a police state, and they would hate me there. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I'm going to close this video now, and I doubt I'll be putting up another one this evening, indeed. Until tomorrow morning. Bye bye.